a sound. I need volume. Volume, please. Pills. There we go. Cool, I have sound. Yay! Hooray for low standards. Alright. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning. Alright. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the morning show. I'm Soul. I'm your host. I'm always going to be the host of this morning show. Let's take care of some of these morning chores and chats. And what is this? Take a balloon tour. Oh, is this a thing for? Is this World Quest thing that's doing this? You know what? Fuck. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take a balloon tour. Let's find out what this shit is all about. Balloons. Bitches like me love balloons. Morning chores can wait. I'm gonna hop on a balloon. Let's see how goofy as fuck this is. I actually did not look at anything about the event. Alright, Spring Balloon Festival. The skies are clear, the wind is calm. It's a great day for hot air ballooning. Hop into a hot air balloon, enjoy the scenery, and make some new friends. Right. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. I'm like coughing up a storm because of these damn allergies. So, alright. Cloud Walker Express. Let's do this. What do I do? Talk to me? Happy Balloon Day. Interested in a balloon ride? Morning, Mogo. I am interested. So, really? The balloon will leave once we have 3 riders ready to go. What the? So I think, do I need to like wait? Do I need to like hang out here for a while and what? I don't got no balloon riders with me, dude. Maybe people don't give a fuck about. Oh god, there's balloons all over. Okay, not really all over. So where should I go? Balloon. I want to do a balloon tour of Oldham. That's boring. Clearly, there aren't people here. Oh, here's a dude. What's up, Hot Atlantic? I wanna go. Maybe I need to use Group Finder. That's kind of sad. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's a thing for balloon. Okay. Yeah, I guess you need to. Whatever. Okay, then I'll make one my damn self. Balloon, Suramar. Well, caps, intimacy. Surely, people will join. So how's your guys' morning been so far? My morning's been a little slow at starting. The gym was terrible. I'm like just kind of lumbering along. Lumbering along. Yeah, I was pretty much walking with the older people. Just chatting a little bit. Yeah, no shit, Mogo. It's like, shouldn't I be able to so I have a feeling that you're saying that you saying that is not inspired, or it was inspired by somebody. There's probably some forum post out there. Let's take a look at MMO Champion and see what kind of bitching is going on. There's gotta be bitching about this, because that's what people do, right? Okay, nothing on the front page yet. Nothing obvious yet. Sorry, allergies are like killing me. Good morning, John. How's your morning doing, dude? Just be shit talking, but you know someone's like serious about this. Someone's like serious, like, oh, this is terrible. What a what a shitty event. Not only do I not get anything, but I have to be in a group. Right, let me try again and find you in a group for balloon stuff. All right, what about guildmates? There's no one on, right? Yeah, there's no one on except for tech. God damn it. Balloon and Oldham. I'm gonna sign up. Let me in this shit. I'm going to goddamn Oldham. Mine, John, my morning's been a little slow starting. So, morning, Shadow Fiend. It's been a little slow starting. Just came back from the gym, but I didn't really do too much at all. I just went, and It wasn't even really all that much of a workout. I was like, I'm not feeling it today. I worked out harder yesterday. What are the people in party chat saying? Salting your rock, not the least reason for which is the cool name. My name is awesome. Alright. Let's get my ass to Oldham. I love the convenience of like being able to portal hop and make the world feel a little bit smaller, but sometimes I miss the story of the journey. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but at least from kind of a design perspective, like I would like travel to take like a little bit longer. I want balloon ride. I'm ready. Yeah, let's do this. This is stupid. Alright, so favorite pizza. Go. Deep dish with hella meat. Anything with chicken or bacon. Ooh, barbecue chicken. Ooh. Barbecue chicken. With bacon. And red onions. Onions. Alright, let me, let's make this thing, let's make it pretty. I'd put on music right now, but I don't think Twitch and YouTube would like it, and you guys aren't fans of Taylor Swift, are you? Probably not. I'm on Realm First, probably. I'm on Bleeding Hollow, John. Oh, thank you, dude. That was fun, man. Looking back on it, I mean, I know there was like a lot of bitching, understandably, about we got to do this, we got to do that. Oh, make subtle, meaningful eye contact. Oh, what? Who's Schnatz? Wait, is it for real? Do we like kick him off the thing? I used to play over there. Oh, I joined the server around the end of Cataclysm time. Sorry. Yeah. I joined around that time from Anderhall, because it was pretty shit. It was pretty much dying at that point. And this is before they even had announced cross realm servers and all that stuff. Oh, we're gonna crash. Oh. Okay. I'll go again. That was a short ride. Of course, I would imagine that you wouldn't want to be like all. You wouldn't want to be stuck in this damn balloon all day. I wouldn't say all the servers are dying. Well, I mean that's the way you can see it. But this is just it's the whole what goes up must come down sort of thing. That's games, you know. Less people play, and that's just how it goes. You know, there's I think folks are like way too caught up with I think folks are way too caught up with, you know, subscriber numbers and how important people feel that is, and how they want to be like on the winning team, you know, the winningest game, and all that. I don't think that's a big thing. But I did an article, not an article. I did a video essay just before BlizzCon. Um, um, yeah, I did a video essay right before BlizzCon talking about, hey, you know what, they may do realm merges pretty soon. They may start doing that again um, because we're at a point where Legion has been out for a little while. We probably had the big drop off, you know, the people that came in, and then bunch of people left, and what is Mick Schnotz has to go. Yeah, sorry, Schnotz, you're out. Wait, I also wonder like if we don't kick him, okay, does it steer by itself? Okay, it steers by itself. I was thinking, okay, if Schnotz doesn't get kicked, does he keep flying the balloon around? Yeah, at some point, John, they're just gonna have a couple of realms and that's it. That's fate. That's how it's going. That's how it's going to be eventually. So the whole thing about, you know, cross realm zones and things like that, that's gonna go away eventually. Sharding, however you want to call it, that's gonna keep that's still gonna stick because Blizzard has pretty clear intentions about how they want the population in the World of War, you know, throughout the zones to feel. Um, I'm a little skeptical of that though. I don't know. I think it's a little bit heavy-handed for them to want to control like how many people are in a zone. I think there are other ways that they can curb overpopulation in certain areas, and they've tried to do it. You know, they've tried to do it with you know, by changing interactable objects. They've tried to increase in respawn rates and things like that. But I don't think that's something that is very ideal either. It's just a bit too congested with people, and some people like that. Some people are totally fine with that. Some people are not totally fine with that at all. Some computers are not totally fine with that at all. Um, but yeah, I expected more merges to happen earlier. All right. Can I get two haste gems from the bank? Of course, man. Of course, man. Oh, let's see. If they merged all the servers into 4 or 5, into 4 or 5 realms, people would lose low. Why do you say that, John? Why do you think people would lose a lot of characters? Uh, this dude needs gems. I will hook this guy up. I am pretty sad that the mace, or the flail, I'm sorry, that the flail sinks to the ground. I should at least say, I should like report it, or you know, report it as a bug or something, so I can at least say something. Um, mail. Oh wait, there's a mailbox right here. Ha ha. Don't be that lazy, soul. Okay, dude, I'm like trying to fight the sneezing. I'm like dying here. All right. And oh, sorry, and my damn headset keeps dying. I swear, like the battery on this thing is like shit. Well, so is this, but uh, that's what tape is for, right? All right, let me get caught up on chat. Nice, because the four, yeah. Morning, Corey. Speaking of merging and coping with lesser player base, do you think they'll ever bring and optimize set bonuses back for expansions like MOP and earlier? I don't think so. I mean, they took it away for a reason, and I don't remember their stated reason. Their stated reason, but I think a big part of it is I think part of it has a little bit to do with time walking. I think that it is kind of fun to go back and farm for old time walking for older sets for the sake of time walking. Um, but I'm a little put off that because there's potential for optimizing like that, then it feels kind of obligatory for it. And especially with time walking rating coming in the very near future, um, farming for older sets it doesn't sit well with me. Now, it's not like they're being too heavy-handed with it. It's not like they're saying, "Oh, all legacy gear is disabled. You have to wear your current stuff, otherwise it's not going to work," or something like that. They haven't done anything like that, and I'd be a little upset if they did, because that would just be a lot of busy work for the sake of just time walking. I don't think that's a big deal. But at least for disabling sets, um, I don't mind that too much, because the big use for it, the biggest uses for it would be like with time walking or for twinking, and I don't think that's uh, the end of the world. Have I seen the text says, have I seen the new army? It's clean. Um, it is clean looking. I like it. I like the background. I like that I can save the backgrounds for it, and because the backgrounds are neat. Uh, let's see. Morning, Han. Okay, the maximum number of characters is 12, and if they only have 5 realms, tunes from all the other servers will have to be deleted and merged unless they remove the character cap. That's what you mean. That's right. That's right. Because not everyone is like me and only has a small handful of characters. That's right. There are a lot of folks. Hi, John. Stalker. I'm just kidding. Guild invite, not the best. Now I'll stop talking to you. Alright, anyway. Don't need to talk to John anymore. He's out of my life. I got you now. So don't need to put any effort into him anymore. I'm just kidding. Uh, but yeah, that's right. There would be a lot of characters lost. That's something that I didn't really consider. But considering character caps, I know that that's mostly a storage thing. Um, increasing the increasing having the character limit per realm is mostly, this is my opinion, is mostly having to do with storage, because if the character cap went up right now again, if it went up right now, a bunch of people would make characters. Okay, that's cool. By merging a bunch of realms, you're not exactly raising the amount of storage per realm, at least not literally. I'm sure that there's a lot of infrastructure and background shit that goes on, woo, sails over my head. But there aren't actual new slots. There aren't actual new character slots that are made. I would argue, at the very least, it would encourage people that only have stuck to one realm anyway, that they would create more characters. But again, the actual storage wouldn't change. So I don't know if I think that can be overcome. The whole character cap thing. There's a way to engineer around that. Hey, I was answering John. I was answering John's question the whole time. This whole time, anyway. So, anyway, Mogo says, I mean, it's kind of hard to merge servers without causing major congestion on launches. Back when I was on a non-through, which is fairly low pop, there were decent queues on world launch for a while. I think the Warlords during our launch was, in retrospect, just kind of disastrous because, partially because of the huge influx of players that came in. I think this was Blizzard really realizing that, hey, you know what? Even though WoW's population isn't all that high right now, whenever we sell an expansion box, there's hella people that come in. Because remember, the population of WoW players doesn't just include current players; it includes ex players. So whenever you sell a box, so whenever you sell an expansion box, and these are all broad assumptions that I'm making, by the way, okay? Whenever you sell an expansion box, you're going to potentially sell a lot more boxes than the current population of WoW as it is right now, because there's a huge potential population of ex players, non-subscribers, and I think I've talked about this pretty recently in the news or something, where there's just a lot of people that could buy these boxes, and they have no intention. They have pretty much zero intention of being an actual subscriber, of staying on for longer than a month. Maybe they'll stick around for a little bit longer because they're looking forward to something. But for the most part, they know what they're getting. They know what they're getting into. They just want to check things out and hop in and whatever. But their life obligations or gaming obligations or whatever preferences aren't going to keep them playing for very long at all. I think right now I think that's why you see like this sort of kind of business model right now with the World of Warcraft, where you're seeing more focus on, where you're seeing a pretty hard focus on like the initial delivery of content in a new expansion to possibly keep those players around for longer, knowing that they're super volatile. Like they could all just go away and that's it. They could all just go away. So, and I think that's a unique thing. Even though people can take that, that paradigm or that design approach and be like, oh well, shit, Blizzard's just trying to make a quick buck. Shit. Who doesn't want to make money? There's nothing wrong with that. But I think that Blizzard is in a unique position where they can capitalize a lot on just selling expansion boxes. But it's just retention is, there's only so much that you can do to retain players. That had me talking for a while. I'm like all behind on chat now. Could have just been their server tech being trashed. Yeah, that's right. I was talking about how Warlords sucked. Yeah, Warlords they made mistakes. In retrospect, I saw that there was a lot of stuff that even I had reported as bugs when I was testing it that they didn't really listen to, like potential bottlenecks and things like that. They learned a lot of lessons, obviously, for Legion, which is why we had one of the most smooth launches that we had, and part of it is due to sharding. By avoiding extreme bottlenecks that otherwise can be avoided, even if you do certain things like increase mob spawns or make certain interactable objects shareable. That's been a pretty big thing that's been going on, where like herb nodes or quest nodes, things like that, a good chunk of them are shared these days. Some of them aren't, but most of them are now, and I think that's what helped to make for a much smoother launch and a much smoother experience overall. But again, I'm still kind of skeptical about sharding and whether or not that's the best approach. I think the limit for sharding can go up, and I'm going to talk about this pretty soon in a video that I might get out today. I'm going to talk about sharding just a teeny tiny bit, and I think that because I don't really know how server technology works in the World of Warcraft with like shards and stuff, but like let's pretend like in this zone, like let's say there's a limit of 100 people, right? You can only have up to 100 people in this zone, and then after that, it's going to start. The shard tech is going to start. It's going to start kicking in. whether you're trying to get 100 people onto the realm, or you're trying to kick a couple people out so you only have 100 people on this part of the realm. I think that's I don't know, but I think that maybe they count a party as 5 people. A full party, they just count the number of people, but I think they should count a party of people as just one person, so that way things like World Crest Groove Finder, like it won't do weird things with the sharding. And I'm gonna stop talking about that because I really don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just making a bunch of assumptions. Morning Herald, yeah, they would have to increase their servers massively. I mean, it's all a storage thing, because like Bleeding Hollow could have storage capacities that are based in multiple areas around the country or around the world, with redundancies located elsewhere. I have a feeling that's what it is. And then if they do like merge tons and tons of realms together until there's only a couple, that's probably what they'll do. But of course, it's not like they don't have money. And then they can invest in new technologies, or at least invest to consolidate servers and realms for like latency purposes. You hate me, I keep getting so close but can't focus enough on Cruel. It's hard, dude. No joke. Like I've wiped like 400 about 400 times Refuse. It's pretty it was pretty ridiculous. I spent many long nights. Like the guild will testify to this. Like whenever the mage tower's up, you can't talk to me, because I don't have chat going or nothing. I just have it set to like broadcast, so I can't see anything, or I have it set to my combat log, so I don't see anything, and I'm just locked. People can say hi. I don't acknowledge it. People try to whisper me. I usually don't see it. I was bad. But you'll get it, dude. You'll get it. I'm confident, man. Yeah, I remember we talked about it last month. They do that for reviews. Yeah. What's up, Buttnecks? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Had a slow morning, but starting to pick up steam now that I'm starting the morning show, and maybe I'll then I got some errands to do and all that. Can I explain why Taliesin never mentioned you went to bed? Why? Okay. I don't watch enough of their stuff. I don't watch very much of their stuff. But they make really good content. They put a lot of passion and effort into their content. For me, the reason why I'm not a active viewer, the reason why I'm not like a super fan of them, because the humor the humor for the most part flies over my head. It doesn't jive with me. I don't think it's bad. It just doesn't jive with me. As for why they mentioned me in the vid, it's probably because I made that whole fake correspondent video, or I threw them in as a fake correspondent, because they and I talked briefly. I had an idea with them. I was like, hey, you do a news thing that's better than mine. You do a news thing, I do a news thing. Let's fuck around with this, okay? Let's have you guys be like, let's be like fake correspondents, for each other. And I proposed this idea like over a month ago, and I don't know if it was just a miscommunication or whatnot, but we didn't really see each other's messages, or at least I didn't see their reply for a long ass time, because they were like, yeah, I'll go ahead and do it, because the idea was, because they do their news about a day later than me. I was like, hey, you know what? I'll just give me some material, or give me something that you want me to talk about for like 10-20 seconds, just something silly, and then we'll throw it together like a fake correspondent sort of thing, something silly, something lighthearted, and whatever. But when I got a reply from them, I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to call you guys out. I'm going to call you in as a correspondent, but it's just going to be like a disaster. It's going to be, it's just going to be like some whack ass little thing. Just a couple seconds. No one's gonna get hurt. No one's gonna judge together. It's just gonna be like good, quick fun. And then that's when I threw together what I threw together, where I tried calling them in as a correspondent, and it clearly didn't work because of lag issues on their end, because they're in Europe, and totally not my fault. And then after that, I'm pretty sure that's why they called me out as the channel to downvote, in case people don't like their content. So that's the quick story, kind of quick story, as to why they mentioned SoulSoBreezy, whatever. in that last news thing. John says, I still can't believe Grom's still in Draenor and they aren't even tapping into it and giving us a good story out of him. I think there's just a lot of stuff about Warlords that they decided at some point during development, you know what, let's not get into this. Let's not dive into this. This is kind of whack. Let's move on. And I don't, yeah, and unfortunately, it was just a lot of wasted potential. Like, I think one of the failings of Warlords isn't just, oh, it's the garrison or the lack of content. Okay, it was the lack of content, but the motivation behind that lack of content was they just decided to not flesh out some of the storylines. Like, to me, the biggest tragedy in Warlords of Draenor isn't Farallon, because as far as I know, Farallon didn't exist. Beyond too far beyond concept. To me, the biggest failing was Gorgron. I think Gorgron is a big tragedy of his own, and I haven't played Warlords as Alliance. I don't think it's gonna be much different, but as a Horde, you don't do much. The Laughing Skull Clan is just one guy, one or two people that you encounter, and that's it. If you go a little bit, okay, where's my map? something Draenor, Gorgron. There's all that treasure that I didn't get. So if you go here to I don't know if okay here in Blackrock Foundry. Let me make this bigger. Here in Blackrock Foundry, just to the northeast of it is the Broken Horn Village. There's nothing to do there. Okay, nothing to do there. There's a bunch of NPCs there, and they don't do anything. There's no bonus content there. There aren't any dailies there or whatever the fuck they were. There's nothing. Just a bunch of people walking around, and it could have been something. It could, they're Laughing Skull Clan people, and it could have been something. There could have been something to do up there, and there ain't, and it sucks. It really sucks. Like I said, it's just a lot of wasted stuff. And the problem is, it's not like Farallon, because Farallon for the most part wasn't fleshed out and didn't exist. That was done. There were NPCs there, and they decided, fuck it, we're not gonna do anything there, and they just left it. They could have done something to at least not give this kind of perception. There could have been corpses there. It could have been corpses and mobs to kill. They could have put a bunch of Batani there. Those little plant shits. Spawn a bunch of those there, put a bunch of orc corpses, and then that would tell the story. Right now, there's nothing to tell that story, and so it's doo-doo butter. Kind of sucks. A lot of it sucks. But I talked about garrisons a whole lot too. That was a big problem in Warlords as well, and I talked about that a lot in some other video that talked pretty much only about garrisons, because in my opinion that's the review of Warlords of Draenor anyway. Just the review of the garrisons and what they did to impact the expansion, and just kind of exacerbate the problems that I had talked about. What's up, Cliv TV? Stop talking. I'm not gonna stop talking, sucker. Not storage is the bandwidth problem. I mean, would it be a bandwidth problem just having a bunch of characters stored in one place, and then from there it'd all be controlled with sharding. You've talked about 600 times. Damn, I used a lot of guild resources, refuse, in order to get this thing done. So that's just how it goes. Yeah, with the way WoW's going slightly better than WoW, they probably don't want to invest a bunch in the servers. Maybe it just really depends on their investment method. There are people that are, there are number crunchers out there. There are number crunchers over at Blizzard that know what they're doing. They would know how to, they're engineers, man. There's a solution that they can come up with. Where's the hell's this Eridar shit? I gotta find. Okay, well, one of these guys, Void Reaver. Yay. Okay. We're nervous, so it's great to have your morning show in the evening. Perfect, huh? Well, anyway, good morning and good evening to all you folks that are just joining in. And of course, I'm Soul. This is the morning show or evening show, however you want to see it. or I'm just chatting about stuff, answering questions, and hanging out while I do some of my damn chores. Yo ho ho ho. Let me pause this game and try to get caught up with chat for a little bit. Um, but you know, I'm actually impressed that that Legion is doing slightly better than Warlords, because the game because as the game declines, as long as you're treading water, you're in a good spot. So the fact that it's doing a little bit better speaks positive to me than anything. So, but wise, Warlords had tons of potential, but it's showing that halfway through they thought, let's fucking work on Legion. Yeah, I for the most part I agree with it. I don't know what the whole story is, but it's an easy conclusion to come to. So I don't think that's wrong. If I remember correctly, Ally didn't do much in Warlords either. Yeah, I'm mostly talking about Gorgron. Like, I think like the first zone, like sure, there's a lot of stuff to do there, but then after that, not so much. Legion just become grinding as monotonous as what. I've hit the point where I'm leveling also from 4 to 1,400 characters a month. You know, I disagree with the grindy part. That's a popular thought. I disagree with the grindy part, because I don't feel compelled to grind, you know, so to speak, through all this stuff. Like, a lot of it's non-mandatory stuff. Artifact power is just like a passive thing that happens whether or not I'm like playing a lot, because artifact knowledge will just keep me caught up. Artifact power, in my opinion, is more of a progression raiders problem. If they're trying to feel competitive within their team, or at worst, if you're a competitive raider on the world scene, then yeah, you're gonna have problems. You're gonna feel that grind, but and it is harder than it was before, but at its core, it's not that different. If you're hardcore, you're hardcore. If you're really hardcore, you're just not going to complain anyway, because that's kind of the nature of things. In my opinion, I'm sure everyone's got their breaking point and all that stuff. So I don't mean to be like facetious and be like, well, why don't you just stop being a bitch, huh? You know, it's a lot more nuanced and complicated than that. That's what I think. And see your comments on the Tank Valet challenge video. I got home and I popped on the stream, so I haven't really looked at much of anything yet. I usually start looking at the news by now, or MMO Champion or something like that right now. But I don't think it's as grindy. I don't think it is as grindy and monotonous as WoD. In my opinion, I think people are kind of living especially with 7.2, people are exacerbating the actual problems of not having a lot of front-loaded content to do with just the week-by-week, day-by-day observations of what they're doing. The big jewel, the big prize in 7.2, these are more my opinions, the big jewel in 7.2 is that it makes the things that we're currently doing still relevant and still important. There's a lot of shit that was updated to remain relevant, but that doesn't jive with everybody. A lot of folks clearly do want a bunch of new, brand spec and new things to do, and this isn't quite cutting it. Comparing it to something like basically what we got with all these like additional we'll have to like really measure like what we're given like by the end of like this whole 7.2 quest line stuff with the with like these epic mounts, the quest mounts, and and everything else that's been put together, and then we can. Oh, you're the guy I saw on YouTube. Maybe you're on stream. Ha! Oh, a lockbox! Yay! Did you at least open it for me? You didn't even open it for me. You piece of shit. Fuck you. For all the ladies out there, Cabal on Bleeding Hollow, he's single. Unless Cabal's a girl too, then she should have specified. Frostfire Bridge completion scene was epic. Yeah, there's a lot of things too. There are a lot of things to like about Warlords. I think that if they put a little bit more effort into finishing the thing, then we would have had a more complete experience. But we're clearly seeing the strain of just having only so much time to to provide content and stuff. What's up, Rasmus? Rasmus? I'm not sure how best to pronounce it. Colin says, I'd like to see an Ashara / High Seas expansion with player ships as the new Garrison / Order Hall. I'd like to see I'd like to see, or I'm looking forward to seeing just how, like how Blizzard will take components that work and didn't work here from Legion and apply it to the next expansion, as well as whatever weird ass shit they're going to introduce in the new expansion. And I'm talking about things like world scaling and to see if they hold on to any semblance of artifacts. And I think I think it'd be cool. I'm not going to get into this too much, but I think it'd be cool to have a thing that we make ourselves, not like an artifact that already has an established story or a spoon-fed story, but a story that would make for ourselves with like let's pretend, we can make a weapon that we kind of fashioned like an artifact, but not so much. But I want to be able to name it, whatever the hell I want. And make it look like however I want. Like, what if I want to be, a paladin that uses a fucking fist weapon as my primary weapon? I know I can't really change the fact that I have a shield, unless I can someday. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what kind of new things that they're gonna have. Is it me or is YouTube Live extremely quiet? I noticed it on the streamer yesterday. I don't know. I mean, are you talking about the literal volume, or are you just talking about like YouTube gaming in general? Let's his computer while I was not treading water. No, I was even close to wild population and income as interface. Oh, I'm talking about treading water with regards to like server populations and subscriber numbers, which we don't know, but. No, WoW remains to be the anomaly of MMOs. It definitely does have an absolute. It does have an absolute stranglehold on the MMO scene, to the point where it's probably kind of holding it back from innovating. It's like, how do you compete? How do you compete, really? You don't. You just wait for WoW to die on its own. That's all the industry can do, is just wait, and then they can start jumping in. That's my opinion on it. I have issues with the volume. I have to turn streamers up, and they get blasted by videos. Huh. That's interesting. Say cheese. Cool. Thanks for replying, dude. Kind of weird getting replies in game. Anyway, did I finish this quest? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. I've had issues with Keystone grinding for gear earlier on, but that's only because decent hunter trinket for wild drop from Shara, and didn't like that the business slot drop from dungeon I already did. I think the whole concept of between Titan forging and the ability to endlessly do Keystone dungeons, that's lent credence to the idea of just grinding it out, because there's no end to it. There's no, okay, well, I did as much as I could for the week, I'm done. Whew. And I think that's okay. I think my thoughts are a little bit mixed as to the unlimitedness of doing dungeons. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the solution to that would be at all. It hasn't been something that I've really sat down to think about very much. How many characters does one person even need? I don't see a decent reason why you would need more than one to each class. You'd be surprised. Hold on, is he on? Krusty, right there. That's my boy Tech. He has a warrior. That was his main. I kind of made him switch to his Death Knight because that performed better earlier in the expansion. So he was like, yeah, I'll do it. I feel bad, but anyway. So he has a warrior, and he has a second warrior. Well, he has a warrior that's Fury. He has another warrior. I forgot why he has another warrior, but he has a third warrior too. No. His second warrior is an arms warrior. His third warrior is PvP. I don't know. I don't know why either, but that's what he does, and that's the end of that. So I guess Shadowfiend. That's my answer. That's my answer to that. There are people that do want multiple characters. I'd imagine that RP, that people that are really into RP, they would have a whole stable of characters just because, like a whole family. I don't know. But those are more the exception than the rule. Bainleaf says, in Warlords in the last quarter or so of the expansion, you log on, run challenge modes for Valor, ready for a few nights, and then alt it up. And then you log on, run Mythic Plus for Artifact Power, ready for a few nights, then you alt it up. That's true, Bainleaf. But at the same time, I would take out the challenge mode part because I didn't need Valor. After some, because you only got Valor for upgrading gear. That's it. And yeah, challenge modes are going to be like decently fast, and challenge modes are a decently fast way to do it. I'm sure, because to be honest, I don't remember. I don't remember anymore. But for the most part, for me, it was log on, get as much gold as I can from the garrison, from whatever tunes that I had, and then that's it. Because I just like before, I was a heroic raider, and that's all I needed to do, because I didn't really need to do that much. I didn't need to do mythic dungeons. I only did it to like help alts gear up and stuff, and otherwise that was it. It was very easy to just run out of shit to do in Warlords. Here, not so much, because it's like, oh shit, there's more fucking world quests to do. Or it's like, ooh, there's this shiny thing. There's fucking balloons to jump onto. There is, for me, mathematically, the way I see it, there is a lot more to do on in Legion than there is in Warlords, by a mile, by a big fucking mile. But some people don't like that there's no end to it. That's totally fine. Legion is a lot of busy work if you want to stay competitive, but that's usually how it is. I see that I see that the approach to WoW, there are different approaches to it, right? There's the super competitive level where you're hardcore and every extreme thing that you can think of with regards to the grind, all that shit's true. Man, that's the last. Damn. All that stuff is true. And then there's like the bleeding edge casual, you don't do shit. And then there's just no end. There's tons of stuff that you can do. There's no hope of finishing, but it's like cool. I can do all these different sorts of things. There's my level, the folk, the kind of folks that are in the very xenophobic kind of guild that control the culture, and control the demand and the pressure. Because for the most part, I'd like to think that my guys don't feel pressured to, you gotta gear, you gotta grind this, you gotta do stuff. My folks, for the most part, the intention is, they don't feel pressured to grind content and all that stuff. Some of us still do it, but it's because we want to, because we're sadistic, or we have no lives, or our lives revolve around WoW. Details. You call me fake news, man? Fuck you. As much as I hate the fact that heirlooms do not upgrade until 725 is actually a plus. It's, to be honest, having heirlooms is in 725 is gonna be redundant for me. I just finished leveling my warlock, and all I did was just log. I would just kind of sit around, and then someone would say, "Hey, there's an invasion or there's an assault objective going on." I'm like, "Oh, fuck yeah!" And then I would just switch to my lock, hop in. He has full rest XP. He'd gain a level, and ta-da! That's it. So here I'd save on a couple days, and that's it. Hey, how do I get that much money on every character? I sell glyphs. you can take a look at a couple of videos that I've made, and that's how I do it. Dark Lad, what's up, dude? I'm like so behind on chat. Dark Lad says, "Hey, Soul, don't know what time it is you are. It is over there, but it's prime time for WoW, Twitch, and streams in the EU now." Oh, that's kind of neat. Huh. Too bad I don't raid during that time. If anything, you're just gonna. If anything, this is you're gonna get the morning show. So feel free to hang out. Um, Too bad. Well, I don't think. Hmm. Yeah, this is probably the best time for me to do like a casual stream. Like I'm not really the type to that's gonna grind out a stream and just keep pushing shit. John says, I hope they get rid of artifacts. I miss getting new weapons and see cool weapon models. Hmm. I don't know, dude. I can count how many weapons I've used during Warlords and other expansions. I mean, the cool thing is that I remember them. Like part of the cool thing is that I remember some of the name of some of the gear that I used to get back in the day. These days, it's much harder. Maybe because I'm old, but I think part of it's just because there's so much gear that you get that it kind of loses you kind of lose that feeling, that value of getting the thing that you've wanted. But since I'm a tank, I'm not big on best in slot lists and stuff like that anyway, so I don't have a very good perspective on it. um but I don't know, like I don't mind the number of weapon models that I've been getting so far in Warlords, because there's only really a handful that you get, to be honest. I mean, yeah, like some of them are like different skins and things like that, but I haven't done the math, but it feels like that you're getting kind of the same number or the same amount of like unique skins and gear and skins and weapon drops than we've gotten before. It's just that it all has the same name. It's all Truth Guard, as far as as far as some of us are concerned. Um, but I think that you're right too, that there is a value in just getting a new weapon as opposed to just upgrading your current weapon. I think having a balance like that would be cool. Like, like how there wasn't in late Warlords, you had like shit that you could. Oops, my bad. Ooh, I gotta take that button off. I just use drums and all that shit. My bad. I love to see old world content scale. Just imagine having a reason these days to do every single quest in Mold Zone like Desolus. That sounds like a burden too, right? Because I could just be like, oh my god, I have to do every single quest in old fucking Desolus, son of a bitch. So that's uh, but I see what you're saying though. I'd love to see I'd love to see the world scale, not exactly for that. Not exactly so I can do like so I can do all the old quests at level 120 or wherever the fuck is going to be in the next expansion. But I do want to see kind of what we're seeing now. There are certain quests that we can do in classic parts of the world that scale up to our current level. Um, I'd love to see world quests all over the place. Um, as a just as kind of a pseudo natural update to the world. All right, look, so let me pause the game while I pull this out of my ass really quick. Okay, here this is an idea. So just imagine the next expansion. Well, whatever. We're at a new expansion. At some point, we unlock world quests, but every now and then, maybe it can be a weekly event, but something like every now and then you might see a world quest in the bumfuck of Azeroth, or all the way in like all the way in Northrend. It's just like a really an almost insignificant follow up to the conclusion of some quest line. So like let's pretend, let's go to Northrend, let's go to, oh, I don't know, Grizzly Hills. Grizzly Hills, over here at Grizzlemaw, there was that old world tree that got busted or got corrupted, and then we cleansed it and whatever. So let's pretend there's like a world quest that happens around this area where this, the blood of Yogg Saron, it's like coming back up. It's like bubbling back up, and then you gotta kill some shit. So that's why you go there. So maybe it's like every now and then you'll get like a random zone and a random expansion area that just boom, it just populates with world quests that are just like a small follow up. This is what's happened since the events of Wrath of the Lich King. I think something like that would be kind of cool. I think it'd be overwhelming if every zone had world quests going on with it like all the time. I think that'd be way too overwhelming. Even if you just weren't encouraged to like, well, you're not supposed to farm everything. Clearly, we're not going to be able to farm everything. I'm not going to farm all fucking 40 zones worth of world quests. But that's just kind of an idea. How often do Legion invasions occur? Are they random? Noob question. Douchebag Luke, there's an add-on over on MMO Champion. If you go to MMO Champion, that talks that I think it's MMO Champion where they have, let me look, something about like world quests, or something about assault timers, because they refresh every certain number of hours, and then there's a chance that a certain area will have an invasion on it, so you can utilize that. But of course, you can also go to Wowhead's main page, and it'll tell you right in your face, hey, there's an invasion. I keep saying invasion. There's an assault thing going on, so just go to Wowhead. Just check in there if you don't have the time to log in, so you can check that out. Oh, Bailey, so that's your druid. That's the one that's harassing me. Oh my god. I'm like way behind on chat now. Alright, there's a schedule while invasion timers. Okay, cool. So thank you, Mogo. It'd be nice if every difficulty had a weekly lockout. You talking about raids? Do I have a guide for 7.2? I have an outdated guide for 7.2 last because a lot of stuff had changes. I segmented certain things, so like I think the guide that I have on nether shards, I think, or not nether shards, but just currencies overall for Legion for 7.2. I think I think you can find something like that in my guide playlist. I'm going to clarify every mythic difficulty, including plus had a weekly lockout. It would slow the game down quite a bit. Yeah. I like to see, but the plus how the keystones being used for every dungeon. So if you want to farm a specific place, you don't have to rely on someone to group find the right keystone for. Let me read that again. I'd like to see for Mythic Plus the keystones being usable for any dungeons. So if you want to farm specific, I don't know, but like being able to target stuff like that I think that emphasizes the grind, right? Because then you have the opportunity to do it. So I'm skeptical on that. Gear not being dungeon specific, meaning Ivor Shot can drop around gear after Darkheart Thicket or something. I would find that kind of frustrating, to be honest, because like there's a balance on being able to target something or not. So I just wanted you to read it. Heirlooms will end up just being used on my second account, my main account, main server. Yeah, I mean, I am gonna use heirlooms once they come out. I mean, shit, it's a no-brainer. Path of least resistance, right? I really wish artifacts were not weapons. I would love to have them be seen as a trinkets slots or an old relic slot, because if we're not using Method Legion, then there's an entire system wasted. Well, I mean, we are going to preserve the looks, the skins that we have unlocked. So that's why there's a small sense of urgency in part of all of us to try to unlock like all the skins, as much stuff as we can before we lose the opportunity to unlock more of them. So we are going to say goodbye to a lot of otherwise pretty cool art. Well, hopefully you like the artwork of the skins that you guys get on your individual weapons. But yeah, there's I would be less thrilled if artifacts were a non-visual slot. It'd be kind of boring, because there's no visual obviousness to, okay, well, I'm using a plain ass shield there, but there's a certain like oh fuck yeah, this guy's got a fucking flail, even though it runs around like it's erect. Look at it, it's like totally stiff. Hell, if you look at my page on the armory, or anyone who has the flail, it's like it's fully erect. Like it's like super stiff. But that's my take. What's up, CJ? Back from dinner. What's the subject? I don't know. I'm just trying to get caught up with chat, dude. I'm like 6 minutes behind on chat. Yeah, see, even D saying like, dude, world quests all over the place. Like, it would be such a pain in the ass just to like choose which, pick and choose which quest that we're gonna do. The years and years of programming that went to old zones, but people do not use them because they can dungeon grind and just skip it all. Yeah, that's true. Um, that's what made me kind of about Cataclysm, because I still haven't done the old quests, or I still haven't done the new Cataclysm versions of some of the quests, because by the time Cataclysm rolled out, I already had, I think, all characters leveled past that certain point where they would do it. I mean, ever since then, there was like mists and monks, but I think I boosted my monk. Well, I either boosted it or I used recruiter friend or something like that, so I didn't really get to like enjoy it or see any of that stuff, and that's a big ass bummer. Griswold was used for the old uh, Guardian Druid Legion weapon quest. Oh, see, well, I didn't know that. See, that's the kind of thing that I'd like to see. I'd like to see a weekly event where you have to walk no ground from one lord to the other with all mobs boosted to 110 or something. Okay, maybe not so much that, but then there is the running of the gnomes. That's going to happen at some point. I'm not sure what their date is for the usual running of the gnomes event, but that's going to happen. Am I Filipino? Yes. Maybe a mini boss per zone as well. That'd be kind of cool too. That would be kind of cool. Like, if not quests that are dotted around the planets or the versions of planets. Um, just having a world boss that spawns there. Oh shit, Cruel did come back. What the fuck, So go kill his ass. That'd be kind of neat. Um, Maybe twice a day. Yeah, that's right. Can you think of any way to solve the power creep that happens every expansion, and is it just getting worse and worse now that we have four different difficulties for every tier? No, you cannot. You cannot solve the power creep. Period. We will encounter more. We will encounter more periods of item squishing and stuff like that. We are going to get huge degrees of separation of power between the four difficulties, because to be honest, that's the range of player skill and player preference that we have in the World of Warcraft. It's huge. There are people that have no business doing raids, and there are world first raiders, and Blizzard is trying to Blizzard wants to cater to all of them through some way, shape, or form by um, giving as much parity to the experience as you can. The consequence of that is the power creep, as I'm talking about, and that's why Blizzard wanted to combat this with things like item level scaling, which, to be honest, I fully support. I'm totally fine with the item level scaling. I was totally fine with it when it was first implemented. Now, of course, my opinion on that is slanted because I'm a tank, and I didn't notice a damn thing anyway. Um, Whether it was nerfed or not, whatever. It's just I'm still destroying stuff. Um, but but no, you can't do anything about the power creep, because at this point that's the nature of the game. They would only be able to reduce the power creep by reducing the number of difficulties, and that, I think, is a pillar that can't be touched anymore. I think they could have one less difficulty, but that's about as far as you can go. Can you get class mounts after Legion? I'm not sure about that. I don't think that question's been addressed by Blizzard, but I'm going to assume yes, because class mounts don't have anything to do with artifacts. Artifacts are going to go away, but the class campaigns are still going to be intact. Should still be intact after Legion. Who the fuck is going to throw a fireball at me? You son of a bitch. Let's do some chores and try not to get stuck behind rocks. Hey, hey, hey. Oh god, I'm not looking for the cross-continent walk. Yeah, I wouldn't want it to be a weekly thing. Um, we can do a guild race. Maybe I should do that one day. I should do a race and just have like stream and just have people from the stream or whatever just come do it, and you can all have you can all suffer like my guild does. Bainley says I had Lord Master before and after the Cattle revamp. Yeah, I had it before Cataclysm came out. Or I specifically got Lore Master before Cataclysm came out, so I wouldn't lose the opportunity to get it again. D-Wang, good morning. How are you happy with how Protection Paladin is shaping up for 725? I am not aware of many significant changes happening to prop paladins. Morning, pasta. As far as I know, the only changes I know about Protection Paladins are Blending Light is going to lose its damage component. Repentance is losing its damage component. Ardent Defender, I guess that's a big change. Ardent Defender is going to have a maximum. It's going to cap, kind of. So as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong here. Ardent Defender is limited to double my maximum life. So I have 5.3. I have 5.6 million life right now. So if I take 20 million damage, and I pop Ardent Defender before I take the 20 million damage, I will die, because that's just how it works. Right now it's unlimited. I can take 1 billion damage, and if I pop Ardent Defender, then it'll just, it'll just keep me alive, reduce my health to like a certain amount, and then I'll have a cute little bubble on it. So effectively it's going to be nerfed. I'm not tripping about it too much. Paladins already have enough cheesy mechanics. It's like, oh, I can't Ardent Defender it. Okay, that gives me one less cooldown to work with, because I still have Blessing of whatever I'm using. I still have my Divine Shield, so I'm not worried. At the moment, I'm not worried. I'm not fully aware of like all the raid mechanics from Tomb of Sargeras. That's one thing that I don't like spoiling myself on. Harold says, I can remember back in Emerald Nightmare that Ursulk had 300k DPS, checking out people on my team were doing triple that amount and standard on most bosses. That's how it is. I mean, I try not to look at like the relative number comparisons, or numbers at all. Like, notice that I don't really display numbers when I'm fighting. I only display like I display damage meters and stuff for the purpose of monitoring numbers in part of the guild and the team and all that stuff. But I don't distract myself with numbers. To me, it's not that important. It's like seeing blood on the screen. It's like cool. It's a cool effect and everything, but I don't need to see it. That's why when the item squish came, I don't give a fuck. And yeah, and people that were like tripping about it, I'm like, well, maybe you should just turn off your numbers or just change it to percentages, and then you won't notice. But that's a facetious way of approaching it. Darn Defender is implemented for similar classes through like Demon Hunters. That's true. All tanks are going to experience that sort of change. So as long as it can counterbalance, factors that in, with some, considers those nerfs, then I'm probably not going to notice. Except for extreme situations where I like forget. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't Ardent Defender this. Oh no, fuck Blizzard. I just gotta do a good job of remembering. Austin Short, good morning. Prop Paladins scale stupidly with gear, more so than other tanks like bears are always. More so than other tanks like bears are always on top in early expansion, but Pally starts to take over in second tiers. I don't know. I think there's always a seesaw effect, Austin, with regards to balance overall. I think that druids are still the dominant tank, but I haven't looked too much into druids in 725. I look as far as like doing kind of comparisons to the other tanks, but not so much, because my concerns are with my performance, not how I perform against other tanks, other tank classes. Because in my head, I'm never going to switch. I'm not going to switch to another tank because the other tank is better. I will improve on my facility and my skills. I had to do it for the damn mage tower. Other tanks have it easier, but that doesn't mean I'm going to switch to another tank. It means I'm going to get better. Or hopefully Blizzard will nerf the encounter with respect to the other tanks. If your power creep makes it easier to tune new raids for new gear, it'd be odd if you can clear heroic trial of something, not trial of something. Tomb of Sargeras with something like LFR or heroic Emerald Nightmare gear. Yeah, that's kind of the point. I mean, back in vanilla, you had people with a hodgepodge of gear that were clearing content, and this is partially because you had 40 freaking people doing it, and it wasn't even so much about DPS output. It kind of was, but it wasn't so much about DPS output and throughput. It was more about efficiency and resistance gear. That was a lot of what was going on. Gear as a power level back in those days, that was just a consequence of the more important reasons why you were farming. The druids are losing their magic mitigation, but they can still tank any and all bosses. Yeah, that's the truth of it, man. Yeah, I still think I predicted it before Legion. Ever since ever since we looked at what kind of focus druids we're going to have, which is having a super high health pool and armor. It's still true now. It's druids are pretty much still at the top of the game, um, but I like what I do, and I'm just gonna keep working hard at it and just being the best pally tank that I can be, and complements our current druid tank. And he was and our current druid tank, he was a warrior, and he was pretty decent at it. I was always jealous of ignore pain up until that point. Now I'm just jealous of like druid's ability to like eat everything. Of course, he's jealous about my being able to like bubble shit and all that stuff and the utility. But the most important thing is that you complement each other's each other's strengths and weaknesses. Just that druids don't have a lot of weaknesses right now still. So I got one more daily over there. Austin says, I'm seeing on my palette that I can either be DPS level damage dealer or take less damage than my druid. I'll tank by about whatever less, depending on the gear and sets and all. Yeah, we have flexibility. That part is nice. I can spec to not take a lot of damage at all, and that's cool. Now that I have the legendary helmet, I can spec to be like almost an off healer, or otherwise be almost independent of needing a healer at all, because I could just do all this shit by my damn self. And that feels nice. I have a feeling that now that I have this this legendary helmet, it's gonna help me a whole fuck ton with regards to like progression, level rating, and I think it's cool that I can that's a situation that I can adapt to and swap out for, thanks to that. I just wish that legendaries were glyphs instead, but that's just me. Yeah, we can be the fourth healer. Ridiculous being a pro pal fourth and DPS back on the okay, sorry from Bubble. Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, with dungeons, with dungeons, it feels more apparent that tank DPS is significant, or can be a significant contributor to the overall raid, or to the overall experience. Because yeah, like there are a lot of times when I'm doing Keystone dungeons that I'll parse top. On trash, I'll definitely be like at the top or so, because well, I'm hitting everything. I better hit everything. That's the job, man. Which reminds me, I need to try and get like my damn plus 10 in for this week, because I missed last week. I didn't get a 10 last week. I only got a 7, and I didn't feel comfortable uploading a tanking video that only had a freaking 7. It felt like a disservice, but I might do it. But I mean, I'm still sitting on the footage. I might upload something, because I don't have anything on Quaking yet, and I haven't spoke to it. Even though there's not a whole lot to speak for it. Talking about raids of point twos on 4 DPS on a full 20-man mythic team. I thought you were talking about. I guess I misread. Yeah, like some of that damage is it can be like fucking ridiculous. 800k though, damn. What talents and legendaries did I use for the Mage Tower challenge? You can if you go to my videos, Austin, I have a full guide and everything that talks about the Mage Tower challenge. It's a full walkthrough. That's all I got to say about it. It's worth looking at. It's long. It's not a short guide, but it's in depth. It's as in depth as I can get with it. And then once I'm done broadcasting, I'll take a look at the comments and I'll reply to some stuff, including the stupid shit that someone was saying. I think it was Buttwise. New legendary, and that comes at 725. I don't know about these legendary rings, man. If you guys don't know, there's a new PTR build, and part of the inclusion is legendary rings that give you a talent. That's neat. But Let me see. I don't think there was one for protection paladins yet, or for paladins yet. Was there? Let me double check. Let me double check. Okay, there's Druid, Demon Hunter, Death Knight, Hunter, Mage. Okay, yeah. So no Paladin yet. What would I want though? What would you guys want for your class? So if it wasn't implemented, because some of the input from folks is saying, oh, wow, I get this talent. That's pretty awesome. I don't know what I'd want. I mean, first row. I would love to have Holy Shield. Now I think about it, if I could have Holy Shield and Blessed Hammer, so I would like the ring. So if the ring had either Holy Shield or Blessed Hammer, I'd be digging it. I'd be digging it. What else? Ret Aura. Oh my god, no, I don't want Ret Aura. I should have put Ret Aura as one of those things that are my disappointments in Legion. Like this might as well be empty. This might as well be an empty slot. There is no mechanical use that I have for this compared to Blessing a Spell Warrior or Cavalier. I wouldn't mind Knight Templar because that gives me a defensive cooldown, even though it's on the global cooldown. It's not very reliable, but being able to run fast and all that stuff for free. So like from this row, if I had Hand of the Protector or Knights Templar, I'd be happy with it. Between these, not so much. I mean, having one or the other, they're it's decent healing. Like Judgment of Levite is good raid healing. Consecrated Ground is okay healing for 5-mans, but not so much. And then probably anything here in the 100 row would be good. That's kind of my take on it. Dying to Cruel is a big hit thing. Yeah, the solutions, Austin, for that is you either stun it, you Ardent Defender it, you bubble it, you hand to the protector it's not hand to the protector, Blessing of Protection, that thing, or you throw a Cobalt Bomb. If you're an engineer, you have some small advantages to that. Yeah, Bailey, they could. Those things could just be they could be placeholders, but I mean they're there, so it's worth just kind of looking at. Just don't take them like too seriously. I mean, right now it only has stamina and a socket, so like stat wise it's shit. So it's essentially being able to choose another talent on that tier with these new legendary rings. Maybe I don't know, but it's an easy assumption that like basically if I had a ring that gave me Holy Shield for free, cool, I got Holy Shield for free. Or if the ring gave me Blessed Hammer for free, cool, then I can choose Holy Shield, because I don't know why the fuck I would want Consecrated Hammer. That wouldn't make any sense, and it'd be redundant. I can't have Blessed Hammer and kind of. I don't know. I don't think that would work. Yeah, something tells me that if they gave us an ability from the first row, it would probably be Holy Shield. So I'm hoping for Holy Shield. Blizzard, if you're watching, give me Holy Shield. But I still probably won't use the legendary anyway. It's not. I fucking the pants are too awesome. Cephus is too good for deeps and all that stuff, or the bubble neck is just too great, or the healing helmet is too damn awesome. So I'm fascinated by the new legendary rings that could come out, but I'm not like wetting my pants over this shit either. I'm not like, oh my god, I gotta have that shit. Yeah, it would be kind of underwhelming. The exception would be if the ring bypassed the legendary limit. If you can just wear the ring just because otherwise it's not. It's not that great. Granted, this gives you options, and that's the whole thing about that. That's the real thing about legendaries. It's that you get options. You get things that can change your things that can alter or improve your gameplay experience by a little bit, because the rotation changes, your approach changes, and things like that. That's the real magic of legendaries, which, again, uh, I've said this before. It's kind of a useless system because, well, they took glyphs away, and legendaries could have been glyphs. It's just that legendaries are glyphs, and instead of a glyph UI, it's our equipment, and these glyphs are just hard as fuck to get because they're a rare drop. But we still kind of have major glyphs, kind of, sort of, not really. All right. Ooh, I got something. Let's see when we can get big money. Oh, that's healing. Fuck. Oh well, whatever. I don't care. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. I'm not gonna cry over it. I'm gonna tell myself I'm not gonna cry over it. Damn, that makes me sad though. Shit. Investigate the violet hold. Nah, I'm good. Um, let's see. I'll take some APs though. Oh, I don't have enough dudes. All right, maybe I'll start these missions later. I'll at least start some of this shit. Unless I can taunt the free talent twice. Getting double procs on lock and load would be nice. Imagine double blessed hammer. You're just like throwing like 2 sets of hammers all over the place. That would be fucking insane. Holy shit. Or if I can like double holy shield, that would fulfill my dream of having 2 shields at once. That'd be my fantasy, man. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Oh, that'd be stupid. What would be your fantasy weapons? I want a 2-handed shield. I said it. It's come out, guys. I would love to have a 2-handed shield. Just nothing but a big ass shield that I'm just lugging around on the side. You know, it's like fucking as where's it? Collections, appearances. You know what I'm gonna link. Show me the bulwark of, show me two fisting that thing, carrying that around, and then I'm just like ramming into people and stuff. That would be sweet. I'd love to have that. I know it's stupid, but oh well. All right. Let's see. Because I had these completed things after this, like 6 spells, especially they aren't doing PTR testing for a while. Well, of course. I mean, PTR, the raid isn't expected to come out until June. So they got a month. They have plenty of builds to go through until live. So who knows what we're going to see on the rings. I mean, right now they only have Stam on it. Stat wise, I mean, they're accessories. That's the big thing, right? Like, to not have any secondary stats on those is like, that's big ass doo doo butter, man. I wouldn't want it. Barricade of Eternity would be a good choice too. Or there's another one. I think it was another one from Wrath of the Lich King. 2-handed shields. Why not just dual wield shields? You can do that too, man. I mean, that was something that I fantasized like about like for so long. Where like, imagine if I could have 2 shields right there, and then I just like roll like I'm a ball, just roll into enemies, like I this big ass spiked ball and shit. Or imagine like, throwing 2 Avenger shields at once at like 2 different targets. Oh, and they all bounce off to like different things. Oh, that's like sex. That'd be pretty damn sweet. It'd pretty much be like chain lightning, but shields. All right. Okay, I gotta get rid of some of this shit. Got too much stuff. Mailbox. By the way, thanks for the Laystone box, even though you didn't unlock it for me. I'm just messing up. Alright, just trying to get some of this shit out. And alright. Cool. Oh, more of this shit to use too. Oh, I should have saved that for like my warlock or something. You're welcome. Sure, man. Sure. All right. So we're at an hour 25 on the morning show. So I just finished some of my morning chores, but there's still stuff that I got to do. I really want to try and get a new video out today, even though I haven't even finished my script yet. But it's okay. So we're gonna end the show here. I'm gonna cut out, get to doing some work. So everyone who has been joining in and participating in the conversation, thank you very much for being a part of my morning, and I'm very glad to have been part of your morning or evening. Hopefully you guys will get good shit. Did I make it in this time? You did make it in this time, but I'm about to wrap up, dude. Dude, Mage, I only do the show for about like an hour, for an hour and some change, man. So you can take a look at, you can take a look at the pre-recording. Second day in a row. So Mage, and for everyone else, the intention here is to do the show at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So and it's not gonna be very long. There's only so much shit that I can talk about. Without running out of gas or otherwise making stuff up to without making stuff up to or trying to beg for like donations or whatever. And I ain't gonna do that. All this stuff is, I'm just doing this here for you guys and for all of our entertainment. So you're welcome, Mogo. Hopefully you're hopefully you can I hope you can finish your assignment or whatever it is pretty soon. But anyway, I'm gonna head out. No nightly stream tonight, even though I know a lot of you folks, don't really pay attention to the nightly one. That's where I mostly do my raids. But I am gonna do another broadcast tomorrow morning. Like I said, it's gonna be. I'm trying to do this like 3 times a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, of course, feel free to hop in, join in the conversation, or just feel free to have a listen. So you guys have a good one, and I'll see you later. I'm Soul. Stay breezy, guys.